All right, everyone, watch this video for Tuesday, May 21st. Showing you the SPY here. Kind of a quiet, low volume day. It ended up closing about where it opened. My best call today, and I was out much of the day, but early on I called BIOC for those of you that weren't in there. Right there. Right there. It gapped up, sold off as it came back. I liked it on the red to green, just right through that 114 open, 115. Man, it went way farther than I thought it would. I left a lot of money on the table. It went all the way to 170. It's actually trading at 182 in after hours. But anyway, with this kind of close, the 200 days worth noting, but this kind of volume, you had this spike back here. Certainly worth watching for a follow-through setup tomorrow. That's BIOC. Let's see what else we have. OTLK. This thing, 3 days in a row just keeps popped and gap and pop and gap. So normally I wouldn't even touch this, right? Because it's so extended. Well, in after hours, this almost went to 4. I don't know if it had news in after hours. After hour session almost closed. It's trading at 368 right now. So we'll have to watch it again. But man, whenever I trade something like this, I'm always aware of how far it's come and how quickly. And I don't want to join what I call a group of chasers. So I highly doubt I'll take it, but it's kind of got a short squeeze thing going on, and that could always continue, right? VERI had a really nice move back here and just a few days lower on declining volume. Maybe that thing's ready to turn back up again. OESX, excuse me, the last 30 minutes I was watching this for a breakthrough too. Called it in chat, just over this little flag here, right? Anyway, and I said I can get this to go through too. Wait, that wasn't it. That was the flag right there. Nice seller on the tape at 2. I said I can get this to go through too. By walking away, and that's what I did. I was pooped, done for the day. And the last 7 minutes maybe it decides to run up a little bit. So I guess I could have made a little money there. But anyway, with that big breakout, certainly worth watching for a follow-through day tomorrow. Excuse me. This Mara is a little obscure, but I happened to check the Bitcoin chart, and it's pretty close to 8,000 right now. The most recent high. Let me try to get this chart down here. The most recent high, I believe, was on May 15th. And it went to 83.52. And then it put in a lower high on May 19th at 82.69. And it's kind of curving back up. So if this one does break out, it's kind of putting an inverse head and shoulders over the last 2 or 3 weeks maybe. If this thing breaks out, Mara, M-A-R-A is my go-to, so I'll be watching that one. You can also watch Riot, but so that's why I had this on a chart. It is, it had this pop back here, then a nice secondary pop, and it's just been quietly grinding back into the 20-day. So any kind of Bitcoin pop, it's actually a pretty good chart to grab Mara, with a light volume pullback to the 20-day, and a pretty nice support around this $3 area, right? Was resistance back here. Then it became support here and here and here. So it's just pulled back to support. So a Bitcoin rally, this is a pretty handsome looking chart to dive into if that happens. Already talked about BIOC. OGEN, lower price stock, but pretty good volume for this stock. And I don't know, if it breaks today's high, maybe it tests this high and maybe it breaks out of this island. I'm not sure if there was news, but it had enough relative volume that I'm going to watch it. TAIT had on bounce watch for today. Excuse me, it topped out at almost 4. So I like the fact that, it's fallen pretty far after this huge move, and we've got a green day. So this is kind of interesting, maybe through 4 tomorrow. We'll see how it looks, right? MAXR, still kind of another quiet, low volume day in this flag pattern, this kind of low volume pullback it's putting in after this nice move. So it goes on watch again. IRWD had this big pop on Friday, and just kind of a quiet inside day today. So maybe a third day play. I keep thinking this one might head up and test the 200-day, and if we can catch it over today's high, and then it takes out Friday's high and heads up there, that could be a nice little trade. So it's a pretty good setup. BYND hasn't been trading for very long, but I'm going to put it on watch. Crazy move, right? It opened somewhere around 45 and ends up going through 95. You've got 2 days in a row on declining volume. I would like to see it come down a little farther, and then I would really like it, but we'll see if it gives a low-risk bounce play tomorrow. I'd like to see another red day first, but we'll start watching it tomorrow. And then lastly, there's WKHS, which had this huge move and now has come back on much lower volume. And today, 3 red days in a row too, but today touched the 20-day. So if it's going to bounce, I'd certainly like it to happen tomorrow. and it'll go on watch as well. I'm going to leave this short and sweet tonight because I got this nagging cough, and every time I talk, it makes me want to cough. So I am going to quit babbling, and we'll see everybody in chat tomorrow. Have a good night.